Hello everyone, welcome to Carrie's Crochet and Craft. This is video number 2 of my Joann's haul on the day before they close. So that's today. I went shopping today. This is the second video. In the previous one I did a whole bunch of the yarns that I bought, plus a few other things. So I got on my yarn, pushed the boxes up front, was standing in line, although there wasn't much of a line at that point. There was really, I got to the, front registers there. There was maybe one person in front of me. I don't know. I didn't wait long though. And then I was at the counter, being helped and paying. So as I was walking out, I was realizing I didn't go through the rest of the store to see if there's anything else I might want for mega huge deals, right? So in case you missed my last video, what happened was yesterday when I went shopping with my boys there was a sign on the window that said an extra 50% off on top of the already 60% plus discount. So the yarns that I bought yesterday were 60% off and then an additional 50. So I got a skein of yarn for $2.40, right? So I went back today and there was a sign on the door that said an additional 90% off. So I already showed you the yarn haul that I made, but as I was leaving I thought, yeah, I need to go through the rest of the store and see what there is. So I'm like, I'll just go through the rest of the store. So I took my yarn out to the van, came back in, and started shopping on, in the other portion of the store for non-yarn items. So this is what I did, and this is my haul from that. And this is the same, I'm still there at Joann's, haven't left. So same day, and literally like just after I bought the yarn, went back in and did this trip. And so I will show you what all I got there and share with you the prices. So I started looking at the fabric first. I guess I'll show that first. And I didn't find a whole lot that I liked in the fabric, but I did find a couple that I thought would go really well. Something that I want to do with my craft business is to start doing like themed units and like making a whole bunch of different items based around that theme. Like if you do fluffy theme, then you can do clouds. So you can do like an amigurumi cloud, or you can do sheep, sheep plushie, or you can get fabric that has clouds on it, or fabric with sheep on it, or any other fluffy kind of things. Like I would even consider dandelion and full seed fluffy, anything with that fluffy theme. So anyway, when I was going through the fabric, I kind of was thinking along those lines, what could I use maybe for themes, or was there much I could use for making a dress? There really wasn't that much selection left with the fabric. But I did see this one and I thought it was super cute. Just kind of, this would fit with a butterfly theme or a flower theme, but just these adorable, quirky, hippie, I see peace sunglasses here, hippie, fairy, just really cute, different women, flowers and butterflies. Just kind of almost a hippie Woodstock kind of feel to it. And so I got this, and I wasn't sure how much I was going to get. I thought, there's not a whole lot on there. I'll just see about getting the whole bolt. So when I went to the counter to have him do that, I just said, okay, give me what's on there. And all he did was count, because I know people, you can tell how many yards are on there by how many layers are left. So he was just counting those to figure out how much it would be. And then I think I already have some other space type fabric, and so I saw this and I thought, well, that would make a fun, space theme. So I was going to get a couple yards of this. And as you can see, I did not get just a couple yards. I told the guy, oh, just give me a couple yards of that. And he's all like, you want the whole bolt? And I was like, just a couple yards. And so he was starting to count on here, the number of layers, and he's like, well, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, I just want a couple yards. And So he starts, rolling out the 2 yards, and he was just measuring it out, and he's like, it would just be a better deal if you get the whole bolt, because they have some kind of special where if you get the whole bolt, I guess there's a special price, a special deal for doing that. And so I'm like, so he was explaining to me how much it would cost, and I'm just all like, so the whole bolt, if I got the rest of what's on the bolt here, I don't even know how much it was. Let's look at the receipt. Let's see here. I don't think this is the right receipt. Is it? No, it's over there. It's over here. Let's see if I can find it on here. This is a very long receipt. Let's see here. It was the first thing, yes. So for this fabric here, it said he counted up as 4 yards, okay? Regular price would be $3.97 a yard. Of course, 60% off and then 90% off. And I don't know if there was any special for being on the bolt or not, at any rate. For the 4 yards here, it was 63 cents. Not each yard, 63 cents total for the 4 yards. So, like, I'm trying like 15 cents per yard, okay? Right there. Top one. 15 cents for the whole thing. And so when he was counting up this, and I was like wanting 2 yards, he was going to tell me that's going to be like, 50 cents or whatever. So anyway, so I agreed just to take the whole thing, and he counted it up as being 5 yards on here. He didn't even take it off the bolt. He just counted the layers. Said at 5 yards, normally $10.99 a yard. And so the whole bolt was $2.20. Yep. Oh, he didn't do the 90% off on that? It says it only took the 60% off. Huh. But still, 5 yards for $2.20. Because he didn't take the 90% off. That's weird. Oh, maybe, I think they did it all at the end. That's right. So there was 90% taken off. So anyway, 5 yards, $2.20. That's 40 cents a yard. 40-ish cents a yard. Crazy. I love it. Okay. So then from the fabric, well, I saw this on the cutting counter, or right next to the cutting counter on the same kind of counter area. Just some fat quarters. I picked these up because I do have some bird fabrics and other ideas for crochet birds and whatnot to do a bird theme. So this is, if you can tell, there's little birds on there. Got 2 of those, and then this one has birds flying through the sky. Got 2 of those. And then I got this green one just kind of as a nice, filler background type of color. So I got the 6 quarters, fat quarters, and let's see how much those were. If I can find it real quick. This is such a long receipt. Okay. Nope. Sorry. Trying to remember when she... Okay, she must have done it before all of those. So... Oh my goodness. Gray shank? Nope, that's not a shank. That's a pill. That's a... Oh man. Okay, dogwood. 28-inch. No. Okay, so it was after those. I'm sorry, guys. I really want to know how much I paid per oh, here we go. Here we go. Single fold jungle green. No. Nope, that's not it either. Okay, there's the piping. Okay. Green distressed fat quarter. Normally $2.99. I got 2 of them. 9 cents each. 9 cents. This normally $3.29. Is that right? No price tag. Normally $3.29. Let's see, it's got to be it, right? Brand white assortment of $18.23. I'm gonna say this is it. These 4 right here. Normally $3.29 for a fat quarter. That's spendy for a fat quarter. Holy cow. Those were 70% off and then 90% off. I got these for 10 cents each. So 9 cents each for these, 10 cents each for this. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Then right there near the cutting corner, they had zippers. And if you've seen my other videos, you know that I've gotten a ton of zippers lately, but these are different zippers. These are the ones that open at the end or separating. Some are separating, some are closed, but they are the thicker, like jacket style zippers. Like this one opens at the end, so you put it in like a jacket. This one has a closed end, okay? So I got several of these. I wasn't even paying attention. I just went through all the different piles and grabbed the different colors. Couple from each, you know, couple from each color, from each size. It's just grabbing. So I got these long ones. Look at that. That'll be good for a jacket, parka jacket. Like I'm gonna ever make a jacket. But these have other uses too. You can use these on bags, long bags, duffel bags, right? You know, I'll find a use for them. That's a jacket, coat, separating sport. So I got, you know, beige, white, black, navy, different lengths. So I got all these zippers. And just in general, I don't want to spend a lot of time looking for the zippers on here. I think they were further up on the list, right? So, zippers, I paid from 9 cents to 16 cents each. Woo! You know, there are times where I just want big, hefty duty zippers, and I never have them when I want them. And so now I have them when I want them. Fantastic. Okay. Then right next to the zippers, they had some boxes, small boxes filled with binding and piping and things like that. So I was just grabbing the different colors. Someone was right there kind of looking too, and so kind of felt in the way, and I was almost done. So I didn't actually go through all of them like I'd wanted to, but I ended up getting some piping in white. I got 2 double fold bias tape in red, and then 2 single fold bias tape in jungle green, and then a blue double fold in a Yale blue. So just for binding, for whatever I might want to bind. I have used binding before, so I know there's things that I have made where there's binding. Then I went I went and got some thread, because I found boxes of thread. So I'm just gonna, I kind of separated them out by style. I'm not gonna go through all the colors and everything. Who is that interested in thread, right? But I just want to show you some of the threads that I got, okay? So these ones are kind of fun threads. And some of these I know are, you know, some of them might, like this is machine quilting. So this is more of threads to, you know, where it's going to be seen. Look how fun those threads are. But for me, I don't care if I use them as regular thread. There's a black, there's red and green, and this lovely variegated green, and then a brown color. I got two green and a red of this. I do have a serger. I got it. My mom had 2 sergers, and when she died, she told me that one was to come to me, and then I could do what I wanted with the other. My stepdad kind of decided to do something with the other one, but I got the main one that I wanted. And I've never used a serger. I'm kind of scared too, because I'm not the best seamstress, and I make mistakes, and I always worry when it has the automatic cutting thing, where it does the binding and then it cuts at the same time, that I'm gonna make some huge mistake and I'm gonna ruin my whole project because it automatically cut it off. Yeah, it's a thing. It's a fear. It's a fear. I would like to learn to use it, but it's a fear. So anyway, these I know go with overlocking thread, so I got them. I'm prepared. Then I got some of this kind of yarn, this kind of thread, and this kind of thread, and this kind of thread. I know, this is so exciting, isn't it? This kind of thread, this is Gutermann. Pretty yellow color there. And here's more with a pretty purple color there, and look at that shade of green. So pretty. Okay, and then these colors. And these nice smaller skeins in various colors. And last, mostly black and green of this kind of yarn, or thread. A ton of thread. I don't even know how many things of thread there are, and I don't want to count them. I just got a lot of thread. Because I'm going to be doing some sewing, right? Because I got all that fabric and the smocked dresses, and I have some thread back there, but I'm always finding that I never have the right color when I need it. So now I might have the right color when I need it. Might is a good question, or a good statement. Oh, also over by the zippers and the seam, what are these called? Bias tape. They had a stack of cute little sewing boxes, and I got 2 of them. And I got 2 because one for myself. I already have a sewing box somewhere. I can never find it. But this one is smaller, and you know, I could use a smaller one. Maybe I'll use it for my like my accessories for crocheting or something. I don't know. But I got one for my son's girlfriend to put her sewing stuff in. She's, you know, she's just starting to learn to craft and sew and stuff, and so it's good for every crafter, seamstress, sewer, crocheter type person to have a sewing box. So I got this really cute one for her, and it matches mine. Anyway, those were really cute. They're normally $39.99 for this small little box. Let's see how much I paid for it. I think that one was up towards the top. Super long receipt. Sewing basket. Okay, right there. A sewing basket. Normally $39.99, $1.60. Just don't tell my son's girlfriend that I paid so cheaply for her present. Okay. One more type of item, and then one last item, and then that'll be it for this haul, for my second time through line today. Okay, so then I went through the rest of the store, through the middle section where there was mixed in with the yarn. There were other items still. They had a bunch of silk flowers and stuff over, you know, to the other side of the registers. I'm not interested in fake flowers really, so I didn't even go in that section. But I went through the other aisles just seeing what other things besides yarn I could find. And then I saw the buttons and I'm like, oh, buttons, really cheap. I could go for that. So I grabbed some. And I grabbed these. These are so fun. They're like half balls with a fun design on them. These will be really cool for like when you make a capelet and you want just like one button up here. I mean, cute, right? So cute. So I got those. If I make little baby items, how cute would that be on a baby sweater or something? And again, little buttons. Some of these I grabbed multiples of if they had them, so I did grab 2 of these. Clearish ones. They have a little design on them. I don't know if you could see them. It's like a flower stems, like almost like lavender flower stems on there. Can you see that? That's pretty. I grabbed these kind of brass looking ones with anchors on them. Oh, I grabbed 2 of these with the little itty bitty buttons on them. Or if, you know, if I did a cardigan for myself, those would be really cute on the front of them as well. I grabbed 2 of these big buttons, again, really cute for putting on a shawl or cape. And then a set of these right here. Oh, I grabbed 3 of these little ones, so I can really use them on a sweater for myself. Then I grabbed this. This was the only one I saw. Now this will be super cute on a shawl or a cape or something, to use that as the closure. I think that's super cute because it opens like that. Yes. I wonder if I could even mimic this to make my own. It doesn't look too terribly hard. Look at the design on that. Coiled up and then just kind of braided, you know, fish braid style. Right. That could be kind of easy to make. Okay, then they had some big twist stickers and pins and other themed branded items, and I'm not typically always into stickers and stuff, but I had to get this one. Granny Life sticker. I'm not a granny yet, but I'm looking forward to being one someday. So I had to get the Granny Life one, but this one actually has 3 stickers in it. Crochet hook, and then the Granny Life, and then playing hooky. Then I also got this. This is a patch, Granny Life patch on that. So got those. And then I was the second time in, you know, I paid for my yarn, gone out to the car, come right back in, and I was over looking at the fabric, and a friend of mine from church came over and said, hey! And so, you know, I talked with her some, and then I was standing in line, or I was somewhere in the store anyway, just getting into line, I think. I was talking with my friend from church, and who should come out just from the aisle where I was, but another friend of mine who I had met from doing vendor shows many years ago, like 7 or 8 or 9 years ago. I think about 8 years ago I first met her. And so that was fun. I had her in front of me and then my church friend behind me, and we were just having a good time hollering. And then while I was standing there in line, my new friend who I just met, she was my neighbor vendor, the one who sells the sun catchers that she makes. She just started making them this year. I talked about her in my spring market update. She was there. She was looking for beads, but they didn't have any left. And so anyway, I saw her and called her, and we started chatting a little bit. And so she's already determined to do the spring fling market next year, and she said we need to tell the organizer that we need to be next to each other again. So that's really cool. I like her. So anyway, I saw her there. So it was like this big gathering of everybody that I knew, it seemed. So anyway, that was fun. But while we were standing there in line, we saw these mushroom lights, and my friend, market friend that I've known for some time, who was in front of me, she saw them and she's like, oh, maybe I should get those. I wonder how much they'll be. And so she sat there and figured up how much they would be with the 60% off and then the 90% off. So once she found out how much they were going to be, she's like, but she'd already picked out 4, and then she was like talking on the phone with someone and telling her about them, and she's all like, well, telling her daughter, well, grab 6 more of those for her. And I grabbed one too, because I was sitting there looking at them and thinking, oh, they're just so cute. So these normally $14.99. They were 60% off, making them $6.99, and then 90% off of that, they were 60 cents. It's a 7-foot long string of super cute mushroom lights. Who could refuse? So, all of this with all of the thread. The threads, by the way, varied in prices. They were the last things we were going through. 10 cents, 3 cents for one of those skein, or for one of those rolls of thread. 3 cents there. 52 cents for one of them. 22 cents, 24 cents, 32 cents, 15 cents, 9 cents, 20, varying in pricing, but not one of them over, I think 52 cents was the most expensive one. Most expensive one of the threads. So, total for that, with the tax, was $23.73. Okay. I was watching the numbers this time on the little screen that was showing you how much it was originally, and we were over $800 for this order. $800. Can you imagine? Thread costs a lot, apparently. $4.49 for some, $7.99, $10.99 for some of it, $12.99. That's pretty expensive for thread. I don't buy thread very often. And when I do, it's usually the cheap stuff. But anyway, that's my second trip through. I actually made another trip through, and I'm going to have to change my battery. So I'm going to end this now, and we'll do another video with the third trip through. Okay. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.